Underneath our boat right now is pretty much a real-life Shark-NADO. There are like dozens of sharks underneath the boat, and we're about to hop in the water with those, Christina.
Oh, it just came up to the surface. Oh my gosh.
Hey Christina, what's going on? It's Coyote. I've got a big mission for you. I recently heard about a spot in the Florida Keys where you can actually enter a Shark-NADO. Yeah, no joke. I'm not exaggerating. We're talking about the migratory pattern of the scalloped hammerhead shark. And if you time it right, you can actually get into the water with hundreds of these predators at the same time. Now, I think you're gonna need a little expertise. Somebody who's perhaps skilled in the underwater world. So I'm gonna hook you up with my good friend Ray Tiller. I want you guys to team up, get out there, and let me know what you find when it comes to these sharks. Be careful. Make sure you don't get bitten. We don't want a bite episode out of this one, but let me know what you find out. This could be a location that we eventually come to and film on Brave Wilderness. It's a species I've never featured before, and you guys are gonna go out and find out whether or not this is actually true. Shark-NADO in real life? Let's see what happens. Good luck, guys, and stay wild.
On this brave adventure, I've been sent out on a top secret mission to go deep into the elusive world of the critically endangered scalloped hammerhead shark. But in order to do this, I've enlisted the help of my good friend, Ray Tiller.
What's up, guys?
All right, Ray, why are you my secret weapon today?
Well, Christina, there are two reasons for that. Number one, I am an avid diver. And two, and most importantly, I have seen the scalloped hammerhead shark migration in person. And if you're gonna hop in the water with these sharks for the first time, you're gonna need just a little bit of help.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I will need a little bit of help, but I'm so excited because this is right in my backyard here in the beautiful Florida Keys.
You ready?
I'm so ready.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Florida is one of the sharkiest locations on the planet. And when you combine that with the scalloped hammerhead migration, you have all the ingredients for a real-life Shark-NADO. This is why our first stop was the Florida Keys Aquarium Encounters, to hopefully learn more about the hammerheads and the other species we may see, and how to properly swim with these apex predators.
Today we are here with Bligh, senior marine biologist here at the aquarium, and of course, like we said, our target species today is the scalloped hammerhead, which is one of the top 10 most critically endangered shark species in the world. Why is that, Key?
Well, unfortunately, shark finning is a huge problem for these animals. They're targeted by longline fishermen off of our Florida waters, so they're out in those federal waters where unfortunately they can fish for them. They migrate in really large numbers, which is detrimental to them because they can catch large amounts of these animals, and then you can also go out and target fish for them as well.
What advice can you give us about trying to safely interact with these hammerheads?
Absolutely, just like with any animal, of course, distance is your best. While being in the water with the animals, it's good to keep you kind of a spatial awareness of you and the animal and watching behavior. That's a big ticket.
I'm a little bit of a scaredy cat when it comes to sharks.
You got more action over there.
Why? But I heard that scalloped hammerheads are also timid and scared as well.
Absolutely, and that's a natural behavior for most animals. They should have a little bit of a natural fear from us, but of course, there's always curiosity. So while also being in the water, if you're spearfishing, that's something to keep in mind. If you've got something that's smelling good, the sharks are probably going to notice it as well.
Don't be carrying any candies, dead fish in your pockets while we're diving, all right?
I will do my best. I'll make sure to check my pockets before we head out.
Well, this is actually a pretty good time of year. The spring and summer months are when the scallops pup.
Ooh.
And those pups usually stay a little bit closer inshore, so there's a good chance you might see one out there in the wild.
I would absolutely love to see some baby scalloped hammerheads.
Well, I've got an opportunity to show you a couple right here.
No way.
Here?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yep.
No way.
Yes!
We gotta go check that out.
Yeah.
After a quick stop to see the baby hammerheads in person, quite possibly the cutest thing that we've ever seen, we then met up with Dylan, who got us prepared to swim with one of the ocean's top apex predators. Oh, and we got the opportunity to feed sharks by hand.
What we're gonna do, we're gonna climb up this ladder. We're gonna make our way over to this window that says encounters. From there, I'm gonna hand you guys some shark food. What you guys are gonna do is grab the food by the tail, stick it all the way through the hole as far in as you can go. Be aware that there are other fish that love to steal the shark pieces.
Oh no.
So just keep your head on a swivel.
So we're kind of using this as a practice technique of staying calm in the water. What are things that we can do to better prepare ourselves for the adventure?
Staying calm, they're pretty docile creatures. I don't wanna go ahead and say like they're totally aggressive. There are aggressive sharks out there. However, scalloped hammerheads, I think are gonna be more of a docile species.
So, a really serious question. What are the rules about peeing in this pool?
I mean, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do.
Well, you know what they say about divers? There's two types. There's those that...
There's those that do it and there's those that lie about it.
Exactly.
With all our preparation in the books, it was officially go time. Teaming up with one of the most knowledgeable captains in the Florida Keys, we started our journey out at a secret, very sharky location just a few miles offshore. What is that? What is that?
That looks like a black tip shark, and it looks like a pretty good size one.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and we got one coming right underneath the boat. Here, I'll splash, try to get the shark over here.
Don't splash, don't splash, don't splash. I think that Coyote sent me on this mission because he knows that I am deathly afraid of sharks.
The only way to get over your fear of sharks is to hop in the water with them. I think he had a good idea of it. Well, guys, we're out to our shark hotspot. Christina, how are you feeling right now?
Terrified.
There are a ton of sharks around the boat,
Yeah.
and that is still an understatement. It seems like every 30 seconds, another shark is popping up
Yeah.
out of the surface.
You know, sharks are a beautiful species that we need to protect. It's not making me feel any better that there's dozens around the boat right now. The chances of them attacking us is few and far between. But just still, you know, nerves are flying right now. Just saying.
I bet. See, I remember my first time swimming with sharks. It was with a lot of sharks too. Even for someone who grew up loving sharks and reading about sharks, I was nervous as well. I know what that feeling is like, but I'm hoping you'll get that first pass by a shark really close.
Gosh.
And your nerves will be a little bit at ease.
I really got to find my center right now because I'm all jumbled up inside. Butterflies are flying away right now. They're flying away. So we'll see.
Oh, see that dorsal fin? Oh my goodness.
They're attracted to the red buoy. There's
They
something
are.
hanging out over there.
So Christina, your job today is going to be to hang on to the red buoy
No!
our entire time in the water, okay? So not only do we have a bunch of sharks, conditions are very much on our side. Little to no current
Yes.
at all. Very, very calm. It's almost like glass out here today, which is exactly what we were hoping for.
Yes, it's beautiful out.
And I know you're gonna say, you're probably not ready, but I think it's time that we slowly slip into the water and we let the encounter begin.
And I'll let you go in first.
Okay, I'll
And then
slip in
follow.
first.
And then I'll follow.
You'll follow suit, okay?
Yes.
So you ready? Nervous fist bump.
Nervous fist pump.
All right, let's do it.
Oh my gosh.
After suiting up and hopping into the water, there was really no time at all to settle in because we were immediately surrounded by blacktip, silky, and spinner sharks. I have never seen shark action quite this intense before, but I mean, Coyote did send us here, so should I really have expected anything less? I stayed at the surface while Christina took her scuba gear down deeper into the water column. If any hammerheads were to show up, we wanted to make sure that all angles were covered. However, things got crazy very quickly at the surface. I was constantly circled by sharks and kept getting bumped. This is definitely nightmare fuel for a lot of you out there, but as long as I remain calm and keep my head on a swivel, I should be fine.
As I sunk into the water, the sharks were all around me. Their shadows loomed beneath me like living ghosts. As much as my instincts are screaming to get out of there, a part of me begins to realize I'm not in danger. These sharks, they're not looking to hunt me. They're just part of the wild world I've come to respect. As crazy as it sounds, this mission isn't the first time Coyote's sent me into the heart of my fears. From facing the giant tarantula in the jungles of Costa Rica to the terrifying giant bullet ant. Each time he's pushed me to confront these misunderstood creatures, and in doing so has taught me something so very important. Coyote always says that the only way to change the way people see these creatures is to show them with our own eyes. So here I am, swimming with sharks, facing my fear, and showing you, everyone, that we're all capable of understanding the creatures that scare us the most.
At this point, I was pretty much entranced into the SHARK-NADO. Few animals are quite as captivating as a shark, and being surrounded by them, well, it can leave you speechless. However, something got my attention, a shape out of the deep blue abyss, and as it got closer, I realized it was the unmistakable shape of a scalloped hammerhead shark. My instincts quickly kicked in, so I started rolling and got face to face with one of the ocean's top predators. Now, even though I have swam with this shark species before, seeing one in person never ceases to amaze me. And at this point, I'm wondering what Christina is thinking with her first ever scalloped hammerhead encounter.
At first, I think it's just another blacktip shark. But as it gets closer, my heart skips a beat. It's a scalped hammerhead. and I've never seen anything like it. And for a moment, I'm completely mesmerized. It moves with such fluidity, as if it's weightless. It feels like time itself has slowed down. The hundreds of sharks above and below me, gone. I don't see them. I don't hear them. It's just me and this incredible creature. And this is why I'm here. This is what we came here for.
We quickly realized that this female scalloped hammerhead was not alone. She had a lot of friends with her. Hammerhead sightings are so rare in the wild, I cannot stress that enough. And seeing multiple in one day is something very few people can say.
Having my friend Ray with me on this dive made all the difference. Ray is an experienced shark diver, someone who's spent countless hours in the water, face to face with some of the ocean's most powerful predators. His calm confidence was a reminder that even in the midst of fear, there's a way to stay grounded. Coyote believes that by stepping into the world of these creatures, by getting up close and personal, we can begin to understand them, to see them for what they truly are, rather than the myths and the fears that surround them. And that's exactly why he sent me and Ray here, to swim with these sharks, not just to overcome my fear, but to show the world that these creatures, these apex predators, are misunderstood.
Well, Christina, we're back on dry land. Coyote, you sent us on a mission to go dive in a real-life Shark-NADO?
Mission complete.
Oh, you could say that. We had so many sharks show up. So I know you were a little bit nervous beforehand.
I was.
How did you feel once you got into the water?
It felt completely different. I felt way more in my element, and it was one of the most beautiful experiences I think I've ever been through.
Yeah, same here. Like, I knew there were gonna be a lot of sharks. I did not know that there were going to be that many sharks. It was unbelievable, just surrounded by sharks.
Wild.
And when we say Shark-NADO, it was a Shark-NADO.
It really was a Shark-NADO.
I would category F5 Shark-NADO.
Cat 5, it was Cat 5
It
Shark-NADO.
was.
Cat 5.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching today's adventure. Big thanks to Florida Keys Aquarium Encounters and Captain Brian of Transparensea Glass Bottom Boat for making today's adventure possible. Christina, I don't know about you, I'm starving, really hot. I think it's time we head in.
I agree.
We'll see you guys on the next adventure.